Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The walls of Arvind Kejriwal's 45 crore Sheesh Mahal witnessed an assault so brutal and so merciless that each time I hear about it, it leaves me seething with anger. For the first time, Swati Maliwal has spoken about her ordeal on camera. She has reiterated that Arvind Kejriwal's right-hand man, Bibhav Kumar, abused her and threatened her before unleashing a monstrous attack on her. He called her a neech औरत and said, "तू हमारा कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकती, हम तेरी हड्डी पसली एक कर देंगे," clearly threatening physical violence. She also says in her first interview after Assaultgate that Bibhav Kumar slapped her with full force 7 to 8 times. He kicked her, punched her, dragged her with such aggression that her head banged against the table in their own drawing room. Tonight, Swati Maliwal has also revealed that when she was being thrashed violently, Arvind Kejriwal was very much present at home. She screamed and shouted for help. But the ones hiding behind the 95 lakh rupee curtains of Sheesh Mahal turned a complete deaf ear. In the last 10 days, Swati Maliwal has been slandered, maligned, called a liar and a BJP agent. She says orders have been given to Aam Aadmi Party leaders and workers to target her character and leak her personal photographs. Today, a woman Rajya Sabha member of parliament is fighting against her own party for her dignity. 2 days before Delhi casts its ballot, will the truth about Sheesh Mahal Assaultgate impact Arvind Kejriwal? Listen in to what Swati Maliwal has said today.
मुझे वहाँ पे स्टाफ ने ड्राइंग रूम में बिठवाया और बताया कि अरविंद जी घर पे हैं और वो मुझसे मिलने आ रहे हैं. इतने में बिभव कुमार जो कि उनके पीएस थे, वो वहाँ पे धनधनाते हुए आते हैं. ही एंटर्ड फ्रॉम द डोर और वो चिल्लाने लगते हैं और गालियाँ दे रहे थे. और उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि तेरी औकात क्या है, तेरी हिम्मत कैसे हुई, हमें मना कर दे. और मैंने उनको बोला भी कि भाई क्या हो गया, मतलब अरविंद जी आ रहे हैं, क्या गया. तो इतना मैंने बोला और इतने में ही उन्होंने हाथ छोड़ दिया. उन्होंने मुझे 7-8 थप्पड़ पूरी ज़ोर से मारे. वो उसके लिए प्रोटेस्ट पे सड़क पे उतरे. इतना तो उन्होंने मनीष जी जब अरेस्ट हुए थे उनके लिए भी नहीं करा. तो ये जो चल रहा है और पूरी तरीके से पूरी पार्टी में हर इंसान को इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए गए हैं कि मेरा कैरेक्टर असैसिनेट करो, मेरे विक्टिम शेमिंग करो. ये जो वीडियो है इसका सोर्स पूरी तरीके से फॉर्मेट कर दिया गया है. अगर वो 10 मिनट की वीडियो जो मैं चीख के बता रही हूँ कि मेरे को कहाँ मारा, कैसे मारा, मेरा हाल जो अगर देख ले कोई, तो वो बिल्कुल बात क्लियर हो जाएगी. तो एविडेंस के साथ भी टैम्पर. मेरे को एमपी शिप की कोई लालसा नहीं है. ये मुझे प्यार से बोलते तो मैं हर हाल में रिज़ाइन कर देती, मुझे कोई समस्या नहीं है. लेकिन जिस तरीके से इन्होंने मुझे मारा और पीटा है, अब चाहे दुनिया की कोई शक्ति लग जाए, मैं किसी भी हाल में रिज़ाइन नहीं करूँगी.
Arvind Kejriwal has been forced to break his silence. Not only was Swati Maliwal attacked inside his Sheesh Mahal, Swati Maliwal's assaulter Bibhav Kumar was also arrested from the house of the Delhi Chief Minister, the scene of crime, which is the Sheesh Mahal. It's no secret that Arvind Kejriwal has picked sides. Swati's assaulter Bibhav Kumar was paraded in Lucknow accompanying Arvind Kejriwal, and now I have documents to show that Arvind Kejriwal even gave Bibhav the chartered flight treatment and made him travel with the Chief Minister on his way to Lucknow. On the 16th of May, 3 days after Bibhav assaulted Swati Maliwal, this flight manifest on your screen reveals that Kejriwal took Bibhav along with him in his private jet, not just to Lucknow but also to Amritsar. In an interview to Press Trust of India, Delhi Chief Minister, who's out on bail, has said that there are two versions in Swati Maliwal's case. All of us know whose version he believes in. Listen in.
पिछले दिनों आपके ही एमपी स्वाति मालीवाल ने आरोप लगाए, आपके खिलाफ भी लगाए थे, वो उसका पता नहीं क्या हुआ, लेकिन आपके जो पीए हैं उनके ऊपर लगाए। तो वो हुआ क्या उस दिन? किसी को कुछ पता नहीं है, बहुत सारे डिफरेंट वर्जन्स आर कमिंग आउट। कैन यू एलैबोरेट अ लिटिल बिट?
अब मामला कोर्ट में चला गया है, पुलिस उसकी जांच कर रही है। सो मैं इस पे अभी टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहूँगा, बिकॉज जो भी मैं टिप्पणी करूँगा उसको उधेड़ के वो इट विल अफेक्ट द प्रोसीडिंग्स।
बट फैक्ट्स
मैं
तो बता
उम्मीद
सकते हैं।
करता हूँ कि न्याय होना चाहिए, जस्टिस मिलना चाहिए, फेयर इन्वेस्टिगेशन होनी चाहिए। एक इधर इनका पक्ष है, एक उनका पक्ष है, दोनों पक्ष को पुलिस अच्छे से जांच करके और फिर उस पर न्याय होना चाहिए।
Facing the Sheesh Mahal assault gate heat, Arvind Kejriwal even tried to whip up sentiment and sympathy for himself. His party posted a video of him with his old parents, and he claimed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is trying to harass his parents by trying to interrogate them. A claim countered by Delhi police. Sources in Delhi police have told us that they are not, and there is no plan to summon Arvind Kejriwal's old parents in connection with this entire case. Has Kejriwal's sympathy card also fallen flat? Listen in.
प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपने मुझे झुकाने और तोड़ने की अभी तक बहुत कोशिशें की, लेकिन आज तो आपने सारी हदें, सारी सीमाएं पार कर दी। आपने मुझे तोड़ने के लिए मेरे बूढ़े और बीमार माँ बाप को निशाना बनाया। क्या आपको लगता है मेरे माता पिता गुनहगार हैं? आपकी लड़ाई मुझसे है। मेरे माता पिता को प्रताड़ित करना बंद कर दीजिए।
So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question that we're asking on the news hour tonight is Aam Aadmi Party putting publicity over probity? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining me tonight on the News Hour debate, Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the BJP, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, senior fellow at IPCS and political commentator. Also joining me tonight, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, supports the Aam Aadmi Party. Abhishek Sudhir, lawyer, joining me live. Also joining me live this evening is Lokesh Jindal, political analyst, supports the Congress Party. But my first question goes to Smita Prakash, editor, ANI, who has got Swati Maliwal to talk for the first time in 10 days on what really transpired at the Sheesh Mahal. And Smita Prakash, my only question to you is, Arvind Kejriwal gave an interview yesterday saying there are two versions of the story. He's already picked a version, even though Swati Maliwal says that violence occurred in his house while he was present at home. Swati Maliwal, in her talk with you, clearly has stated that there is a manner in which the party has begun to target her. Smita, do you find this extremely strange coming in from Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party, or did you kind of expect this from the party, which swore it would stand up for every section of the society, especially women?
Thank you, Navika. I think there have been cases of violence in the party. The chief secretary had accused this party. Before that, Prashant Bhushan and his father were, Shanti Bhushan, were also roughed up, which Swati Maliwal speaks in the interview. She talks about that. There have been instances which Shazia has also talked about where people were roughed up in the party earlier. It's a party which has got people from disparate parts of society, which was got together as some kind of a revolutionary movement. So it's a party bereft of ideology, of training. They came up as a single cause which brought them together. So they haven't, they don't have a single ideology, as I said, and they don't have a training program. They don't, it's a loosely knit group of people who are together right now. In the interview, Swati, she's clearly under severe trauma. She's coherent when she talks. She speaks clearly about what has happened with her. but when she's speaking, her whole body quivers. It's a classic case of post-trauma disorder, and she has dealt with victims of that in the past. Because she's been a social activist, she's dealt with people, with women who have faced all kinds of trauma. So she recognizes the symptoms, she doesn't panic from it, and she knows that it will pass once she decides to take action, which she has taken now. Her family has to deal with this, and the media attention, living in fear of retribution, is something that is weighing her down currently. And she's not someone who comes under pressure tactics. That much is evident. It is admirable, but it is difficult to sustain, and she's not sure whom to trust at this stage. She's been betrayed by all her colleagues. Only Sanjay Singh came to see her, and she knows that this is just the beginning. After some time, like all victims have faced, she knows that the media attention will die down. She knows that those who are now calling her up, sending her WhatsApps and SMSs, that will go. And she herself says it, that, like she spoke with Nirbhaya victim's mother, who said that, had my daughter survived that gang rape, she would not have survived the legal process. She wouldn't have, and it's something that we have seen again and again, the fight for justice. It's a telling report card on the processes of our country, and she's willing to fight it. That at least at this stage, it seems that she has the gumption to fight it.
Well, so let me ask Ravi Srivastav ji. Ravi Srivastav ji, till the 13th of May, she was Lady Singham. On 13th of May, something happened. She went to Arvind Kejriwal's house, and she says in the interview she's been going there, without an appointment for 20 years. And then she meets the family sitting at the dining table, comes and waits in the drawing room, and then she gets beaten up in the manner that she is. Ravi Srivastav, from Lady Singham today to BJP agent, hasn't taken the Aam Aadmi Party too long to completely condemn her, beat her up, assault her as per her own charges, and also vilify her, because she says that people have been told to release her personal photographs to embarrass her. Is this the way a political party should function? And above all, if an incident of this kind happens at the Chief Minister's residence, I want to ask you, can he be protecting the assaulter? Even let's believe Arvind Kejriwal and say कि सब कुछ गलत है, सब कुछ framed up है, लेकिन जब तक इन्वेस्टिगेशन पूरी ना हो जाए, आप किसी भी असॉल्टर को, किसी भी criminal ko, क्योंकि in this case alleged criminal, because there are charges against him, he has been arrested. Can you actually be seen giving him protection and denying any kind of belief in the charges made by the victim belonging to your own party, who is a Rajya Sabha member of parliament? अगर उसकी कोई हैसियत नहीं है तो किसकी होगी?
The victim and the, in your words, assaulter, which is yet to be established, both belong to the same party, and both have been working for last 18 years together. So it is not a case that somebody is a stranger, they know each other very well. Now, till yesterday you were shouting on the top of your voice, why Arvind Kejriwal is not speaking, why Arvind Kejriwal is not speaking. It is spoken. He has said it, that yes, let the law take its own course. Let the investigation complete. Let the truth come out. All these things he has said. So let us wait for it. Matter is sub judice. Why should we jump to a conclusion? Let's find out that what actually happened over there. Some videos are floating. Which one is true, which one is doctored, which one is edited. That the forensic examination will decide. So why should we take only one person's statement, for as if it is a gospel truth? Let the facts come out. I had two questions I had put on a Twitter actually. I'd asked two questions. One is, at 8:30 in the morning, what was the purpose of going to the Chief Minister's house? What she wanted to discuss. Second thing, when Vibhav, today she has said in the interview I was watching to some private channel, she was speaking. So she was saying, Vibhav Kumar said तेरी हिम्मत कैसे हुई मना करने की? What was she denying? What's the fact? What's the truth? What's the motive? What was the story behind? Let the whole thing come out before the people. I mean, why should we jump to the conclusion that this all has happened to her, etc., etc.? That she is ready for a lie detector. Maybe the complainant also may be ready for the lie detector. Let all these things happen. Let's not travel too fast.
All right.
This the fact is, and 36 hours from now, the first vote would be casted. So I think that the scheme will be out by then, because this is a deliberate plot. This is a deliberate ploy by the BJP to malign Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay. So the Aam Aadmi Party leader, who's just been made a member of parliament in Rajya Sabha, is actually trying to malign the Aam Aadmi Party, and that Bibhav Kumar, who is also the Aam Aadmi Party, is hand in glove in trying to malign the Aam Aadmi Party. Shazia Ilmi, I just want to ask you. Ravi Srivastava makes a very sound point when he says, let the investigation take place. Okay, fair enough, let the investigation take place. Then should not Mr. Arvind Kejriwal also have waited till the investigation had taken place before he took the side of Bibhav Kumar? Because a call to the police control room had gone to 112. At the time, Swati Maliwal was still in Arvind Kejriwal's residence. So it had become a police case even at that time. Yet, the passenger manifest shows you that Bibhav Kumar went in the chartered plane with Arvind Kejriwal, excuse me, from Delhi to Lucknow to Amritsar to Mumbai and back to Delhi. All of this happening when he is accompanying the Chief Minister himself. So, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal doesn't care about the investigation. He had picked a side. He had not waited for the investigation, and this incident did not take place somewhere else. It took place in his house. Culpability of the place where it happened also becomes his responsibility. So do you think Mr. Arvind Kejriwal can run away from accountability when he's already picked a side?
Of course he's picked a side, and it's all too obvious. You just see he speaks on the 10th day, and what does he talk about? He makes it sound almost sweet and mellow and says, oh, what can I do? There are two versions, there are two sides. Now, which are the two sides? There's one side of Swati Maliwal, and I want to know more about the interview that Smita has done. I've just seen excerpts of it. And what is she saying? She's saying her videos are being tampered with. They are selectively being leaked. The CCTV footage has been done away with. What is the other side saying? That we'll wait and watch for investigation. But at the same time, the other side, so to speak, or the Vibhav side, they managed to format their phone to ensure that all the details, call log records, FaceTime chats, messages are all done away with, deleted and removed from the system. The CCTV footage that is to be given from the CM house to the Delhi police draws a blank. There is nothing in there. And look at the other side, Swati's side. In this interview, she says categorically, I'm ready for a narco analysis, I'm ready for a polygraph, I'm ready to do whatever it takes. And you see the other side. It's all too obvious. The other side is busy maligning Swati Maliwal, casting aspersions on her motive. Not just that, they said something so crazy, which I don't hold past them at all. You know what they said? They said, oh, thank God. Atishi said, thank God Swati Maliwal only managed to meet Vibhav. Had she managed to meet Arvind Kejriwal, that would have been, you know, completely, all hell would have broken loose, because she was planning to kill him. Unki jaan ko khatra hai. I mean, I don't know what's happened to these people, but it's quite sad. And Swati is right when it comes to victim shaming. All of us have been there on the streets of Delhi, December 16, 2012. And we know what all transpired on the streets of Delhi, how we were beaten up. We look at the tear gas shells, the police. So we've been through all of that. And what did we hear? The victim should not have done it. What is being said right now, Navika? She should not have gone in the morning. What was the purpose? So your colleague who's been working with you for 18 years, when you were working in Juggi Jopdis, the slum areas of Sundar Nagri, who has been with you as the oldest member amongst all of them, whether it's the spokespersons or the Rajya Sabha MPs, other colleagues, she has no right to visit the CM. I mean, look at the Lat Sahab, look at the Sultan Sahab of Sheesh Mahal. Because she did not take an appointment and because she barged in, despite having known him for 19 years, Vibhav can beat her up. He can just tell her off. He can, and you know, something has definitely happened and I'm quite sure of it. Forget the fact, forget the BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party angle to it. You know, if you see the two videos, Navika, the interim period is not there. The first part of the video, what has transpired before the events that are captured in the first video, they are not there. She is screaming, she is very angry and agitated. And what do these people say? Look at her, can somebody sit like that? If somebody has been so badly hurt. We all know when you go through any kind of physical abuse, any injury, it's flight or fight. That's a psychological response. And it takes a while for the bruises to show. It takes a while for the swelling to come in. It takes a while for you to get up and get a sense of. You don't have to start limping. You don't want to start limping.
Shock also sometimes immobilizes you. It takes you time to even collate your thoughts in terms of what has happened, what has not happened. Sometimes you're in shock. But Lokesh Jindal, it's not my case. Swati Maliwal is right, wrong, I don't know, Arvind Kejriwal. The fact is that this violence incident has been reported from the Chief Minister's own drawing room. The lady happens to be an Aam Aadmi Party Rajya Sabha member of Parliament. Now, these are the facts on the table. If there is a call that is made to the Delhi police from the location where Arvind Kejriwal's drawing room is, then I'm sorry, can Mr. Arvind Kejriwal get away by just saying कि कुछ हुआ नहीं था and it's all drama and there are two versions and literally back only just one person? If he was not in that room, how does he believe one person over another person when both of them happen to be from the Aam Aadmi Party? I don't know. I don't know the politics between them. But this incident is said to have taken, and that is the FIR. And the statement of a woman who's a Rajya Sabha member of Parliament and a victim. How can you just wash your hands off and say there are two sides? Of course there are two sides, which is why the police is investigating. But how did the Chief Minister of Delhi pick up a side which was not the victim's side? I want to ask that question.
Navika ji, good evening. See, there is, in fact, a valid point was raised by Nazia ji when she said that there is a fight or flight reaction to such an assault that took place. Now, the very fact that Swati Maliwal dialed the police and the police arrived, that showed that the initial reaction was to fight. And the video whereby she is threatening that person, she is resisting it, that also shows that she was in a fight mode. Subsequently, the police arrives. Now, I do not understand why would a person not lodge a complaint in such a state of mind? I mean, the normal human reaction would be in such an agitated state of mind, the first thing that the person will be doing, right now you take my complaint.
That is not the
right now you take an action, you lodge an FIR.
That is not the normal reaction.
But then what happens, this particular case is something opposite. Here the woman, she says that, okay, don't file a complaint. She is very much in her senses. She is not in that agitated mind. And after 3 days, she comes up and she files an FIR. What explains this delay for 3 days? 3 दिन लग गए ये समझने के लिए, ओके फाइन, लॉयर से कंसल्ट किया जाए, अच्छा आपको इस तरह से जाना होगा, या फिर क्या मामला था कि 3 दिनों का डिले हुआ? This is something which is baffling. Had there been no delay, she would have immediately lodged the complaint and she would have proceeded with the due procedure of law.
Okay, the 3-day delay. Hands going up on the panel. 3-day delay is what Swati is being now gunned down for. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, coming to you, Abhishek Sudhir. But Abhijit Iyer Mitra, you raised your hand. You think Lokesh Jindal is making a bit much about the 3-day gap between the incident and the filing of the police complaint?
So, Navika, I want to remind you that, me Ravi Srivastava and Lokesh Jindal were also on your panel when the Mahua Moitra interrogation was going on by Parliament. And you remember that panel. These two people were getting outraged at the fact that those parliamentarians had asked Mahua Moitra, why were you talking to this man at 11:30? Today, the same Ravi Srivastava is saying, why did she have to go there at 8:30 in the morning? Bring up your archives and play Ravi Srivastava's answer then and Ravi Srivastava's answer today. Lokesh Jindal is saying something particularly disgusting. 3 days. Do you know the kind of shock women who suffer abuse go from? I know a time when Shazia Ilmi was verbally abused by a mutual acquaintance. We had to handhold her the entire goddamn night. She could only go 24 hours later. I had to go to her house and calm her down. Yeah. Have some shame, Lokesh. Kuch to sharam karo. Sir? This is just verbal assault. This was just verbal assault. That was actual physical assault.
Give me a chance to reply.
इन लोगों में कुछ शर्म ही बची नहीं है आजकल।
नहीं सर आप एक बात बताइए, क्या ये पॉइंट वैलिड नहीं है? आप शर्म बेशर्मी की बात मत करें, शब्दों की मर्यादा रखें आप।
अरे तुम्हारे जैसे लोग का क्या मर्यादा रखना?
She is a member of parliament of Rajya Sabha. When she had called the police, when the police has arrived, when there was a complete law that she is well aware of, what prevented her from filing a complaint? Please answer this. Don't you think she should be questioned to that?
Yeah,
on what basis do you consider that Vibhav Kumar has no right to life or dignity?
Smita Prakash responding to Lokesh Jindal, Abhishek Sudhir coming to you, but Smita Prakash, what's your counter to Lokesh Jindal?
Lokeshji, I suggest you see the whole interview. I asked her exactly this question, why the delay? And if you have met with people who have gone through trauma, please understand that first they are under shock, very rarely, and she did call up the police immediately when she was assaulted. She made 2 or 3 calls. She's not exactly sure that the first one laga ki nahi, but she did make the call. She did make a police complaint, and she went back home. She was beaten up and she was under pain and trauma. And when members of the party came to her, when I asked her who, she only named one person, Sanjay Singh, and she said there were others also. When they came and they said that what happened with you was wrong and this should not happen, she gained a lot of strength to make that report. Please go through any trauma victim. They will tell you that initially it is very scary. Yes, they do make a police complaint. A medical legal case was made. So please don't say ki ye delay ho gaya and all. This is all politics that you're playing. Please understand that she did exactly what she's supposed to do as a victim of violence, which she claims she is.
Well, Abhishek Sudhir, I want to ask you, has Swati Maliwal actually gone against the law because she didn't file an FIR? Can her shock situation now be questioned? Can the gap between the incident and the day she filed her complaint, which is probably within 36 to 48 hours that she filed a written complaint and then that was turned into an FIR, do these issues actually impact the manner in which this case will be investigated?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. When Swati made the PCR call, the police have enough to file an FIR on the basis of the PCR call itself. So, and victims of assault, especially sexual abuse, sexual assault, when women are victims of violence, she's come forward very quickly, actually. Sometimes women go years without filing a complaint. And this, age-old argument of, oh, why did she wait so long? It's not something that holds up in court. And I think basically it's a wrong argument to make morally. Before I'm accused of being a BJP agent, Swati is still very much a Rajya Sabha member of the Aam Aadmi Party. I want to commend Mrs. Prakash. I know we've had our disagreements over the years, but it was a very good interview. Swati was given a platform to tell her story. The questions that needed to be asked were asked. If I was a judge and I was looking at Swati Maliwal's interview, and if this is the evidence that Swati Maliwal gives in the witness box, she comes across as a very credible, very credible witness. She clearly looks like she has been traumatized. She clearly looks like her confidence has been shaken. Navika ji, I can tell you that 3 people have publicly spoken up for Swati Maliwal in the party. 2 people are 2 women who are her associates, and the 3rd person is me, but I'm no longer an active member of the party. So apart from the 3 of us, no one has really taken a public stand for Swati. If I'm standing up for Swati, I'm also standing up for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party is much more than one individual. It's much more than one supreme leader. The party was born out of the India Against Corruption movement. Yes, one individual has capitalized on that, but it's much more than just one person. Swati Maliwal and countless volunteers like Swati Maliwal have made the Aam Aadmi Party what it is today. Mr. Srivastav himself was a part of IAC. So here I will differ with Mr. Jindal, and I don't think aspersions should be cast on the fact that she
Ravi
waited for 2 days.
So Ravi Srivastava, I want to ask you this question. She was good enough to be named as a Rajya Sabha member of parliament 1.5 or 2 months ago, but she becomes totally avoidable, not to even be allowed to walk into Arvind Kejriwal's residence. And forget, when she gets in there, people are asking her, bhai appointment kahan hai aur appointment nahi hai, to peetna shuru kar do. Anybody who goes without an appointment to somebody else's house, in this case the Delhi Chief Minister, the supremo of the party in which Swati Maliwal is a member and appointed as a Rajya Sabha MP, if she doesn't have an appointment, do you beat up people who come to your house, Ravi Srivastava?
These are all unconfirmed versions. This is all one side of the story. You can make as many stories
What do you mean by unconfirmed versions? There is an FIR, sir. There is an FIR. There are criminal sections in that FIR.
There is a contrary FIR as well. That there is a security risk. If somebody enters the house of the Chief Minister, there is an FIR.
Security risk from your own member of parliament.
To the other FIR. You only rely on one FIR.
You have such a wild imagination.
Now, my question here is, first, that the Delhi police, if they are hearing this particular interview, they should stop the nonsense of interviewing or calling the aged parent, 76 and 85 years old.
Okay, so this is the other issue. This is the other issue. 48 hours ahead of voting in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal says his parents are being called by Narendra Modi, when Shazia Ilmi, the Delhi police, has said they have no case and they have not made any plans to summon the Chief Minister's parents. So why is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal trying to put out this story when there is no truth to it, Shazia Ilmi?
As they said, they will not question them.
Navika, this man is such a crook and has such a penchant for theatrics. He'll do anything. He'll play the victim card. He wants to look like he is being harassed. He's a victim of persecution complex. But actually, it's not persecution complex. These are delusions of grandeur. That you feel that Modi and the entire BJP is out to get Kejriwal and his people. And he believes this. Just imagine what his mental state is. It is really something to look at and think about. He's using even his parents. He's the one who swore on his children's heads and said, "If I will never join politics, I will never go with Congress. I swear on my 2 children." But see, so he's using his parents, children, everything.
Let me get in, Abhijit. Abhijit, the facts, I can from personal experience tell you, Sheesh Mahal expose done here on Times Now and Times Now Navbharat, and you know what happened to our reporter Bhavna Kishore when she just went to Ludhiana to attend a rally of Arvind Kejriwal and try and get a soundbite from him. She was put behind bars. She was arrested on an SC/ST Act violation which did not stand the scrutiny of court. The case was quashed by the court. I want to ask you, one incident that we've gone through, second incident of another reporter and video journalist being heckled and pushed around at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. I want to ask you, can you disbelieve Swati Maliwal's story completely by seeing these 2 incidents alone?
Thanks, Navika. See, this is, you simply can't disbelieve anything Swati Maliwal says right now, precisely because the AAP has a history of this. It's not just these 2. Do you remember they sent a police team to illegally arrest Tajinder Pal Singh Bagga? They kidnapped him. They didn't even inform the local police station. They kidnapped him, and it was Haryana police that had to arrest Punjab police. I think it's been for the first time in India's history that one police force had to arrest another police force to prevent that police force from kidnapping. Right. Let's just go by their own record with their own leaders. Do you remember what happened to Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav when they raised that flag of Bagavat against Arvind Kejriwal? They were roughed out and physically thrown out of that room. Now you look at the incidences, the history of this party. This is a party of thugs. It is a party of gundas. The leader is a pathological liar. He doesn't mind taking oaths on his daughter's life, on his son's life, on his parents' life, everything he then goes and violates. There is proof after proof after proof after proof of this man's misdemeanors over and over and over again. What more proof do we need? Bibhav Kumar, Navika, this is something Shazia told me 6-7 years back. And I've heard this from several of my other friends who were covering the India against corruption thing. Do you know how many women were groped, slapped, and all of that in the IAC thing? And every time they used to go complain to Bibhav Kumar used to say, well, you need us. You decide if you want to make it public or not. He has a history of this kind of behavior, Navika.
Ravi Srivastava, आप बोलते चले जा रहे हैं. You know, these are incidents that are existent. You know, people can't just shut their eyes. The fact of the matter is, of course, the final outcome will come out only after the investigation, after court scrutiny. Yeah. Having said that, when a woman who belongs to your own party is violated, what would you do? What would you do? At least talk to her. Maybe she is wrong, पर आप तो पार्टी के कन्वीनर है ना, पूछेंगे नहीं उससे.
You want me to respond?
Yes, sir. If you have a response.
She should talk. She should talk to the Chief Minister. She should talk to the party people. She only wrote in her first tweet that it is all sponsored by the BJP, don't character assassinate me, and BJP should not politicize it. She herself wrote it on the tweet.
She did not talk about BJP character.
You read it.
You
read it.
Well, Abhishek Sudhir raising his hand. Abhishek Sudhir. What is this? A lot of mess being created, inner secrets of the Aam Aadmi Party threatening to fall out?
See, Navika ji, the point is simply this. The Aam Aadmi Party has to course correct. If Mr. Kejriwal has said yesterday that there are two versions of this story, let the versions play out in a court of law. The attacks from Atishi Marlina and other ministers in the Delhi government and other leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party must stop immediately. You must stop attacking Swati Maliwal and victim-shaming Swati Maliwal. Bibhav Kumar's conduct has not been upstanding. The phone has been reformatted. CCTV footage, we don't know if it's there or it's been deleted. So Bibhav Kumar gave the Delhi police, set them off on a wild goose chase. Destruction of evidence, is at least certainly made out if the phone has been formatted. You're selectively leaking videos. All of this needs to stop. I speak as an advocate. I speak as a father of a daughter. I'm not speaking here as pro-AAP or pro-BJP. The attacks on Swati Maliwal need to stop. I believe Swati Maliwal. That's my personal opinion. Now, whether a court believes Swati Maliwal or not, we will only know in a few months' time. And I hope this case is fast-tracked because we have a female Rajya Sabha member of parliament here, and our judiciary should set a precedent here that if a woman is attacked, right, then consequences will follow. We have to stop protecting men. We have to stop protecting Bibhav Kumar. I believe Sanjay Singh is a man of principle. When Sanjay Singh held that press conference, I believe Sanjay Singh. If I believe Swati Maliwal today, it's because I believe Sanjay Singh. Sanjay Singh was not a liar. Sanjay Singh is a man of principle. Sanjay Singh is the only leader who has the moral authority to lead the Aam Aadmi Party, if you ask me.
And Smita Prakash, I just want to, before I end this debate, just want to ask you on a personal note. A woman interviewer interviewing a victim. What was the sense that you got? Meeting somebody physically, we women can make out from the body language.
Look,
what were your impressions?
It's not an easy thing ever to speak on camera to a person who's gone through this kind of an experience, because it's asking her to relive an experience which she's had. It's the same thing that happens for a victim of any kind of sexual crime or any kind of assault of the nature that she has when she speaks to the police again and again at the time of FIR, at the time of inquisition, at the time of the judiciary. And as a journalist, you don't want to make her go through it all over again. But then the truth needs to come out. It needs to be aired out, given the son. So I tried to be sensitive, at the same time not be maudlin, and asked her about what has happened. And she, like I said, she was trembling, but she is a strong person because she has experienced and seen women go through this kind of trauma. And you know, when somebody said that, Atishi said that the chief minister's life was under threat, this is another thing which I asked her, was that, did you barge your way in? Did you ask for an appointment? The thing is that she says, if they thought I was any kind of a threat, or if they thought that I shouldn't be there, they could have stopped me at the entrance. Why did they allow me to enter the house, enter the drawing room, enter the dining room, then come out of the dining room, sit in the living room, wait? And she is convinced that Arvind Kejriwal was in the house. If there was that kind of beating which she's saying there was, and then the video also shows her screaming, that means it can be heard. You tell me, if there's somebody screaming in your living room, whether you like it or don't like it, whether you don't like the person who's screaming, you will come out. They did not come out. Nobody from the family came out to see what was happening in the living room. And even after she came out of the room, after she came out of the house, you don't see that kind of a rush out there, the cops coming around, the police, the private security guards. Who are these people? At the same time, nobody from the family came out, and clearly there were people from the family out there. So, you know, nothing quite adding up out there. So when she says it, I want to believe her, but at the same time, I would defer to the legal process.
Well, yes, we all defer to the legal process, but clearly she raises questions that need answers, and certainly some answers that Mr. Kejriwal seems to have left fill in the blanks for. Clearly, the question mark will chase him whether he likes it or not. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.